What's up everybody and welcome to a brand new FIFA Sunday here on TGI. I'm Matt and today we're going to be carrying on with our Aston Villa Manager Mode Career Series here in FIFA 16. So yes, I do say FIFA Sunday because I know this video is not going up on Friday. Unfortunately, this is the second time I'm recording it this weekend after a corruption of a file. We also return after a 2-week absence where I was very ill last week, so I couldn't do any FIFA. So we're back here now, going into the driving seat, hoping to kick on with our season. We're doing very well in the league. We've almost got that wrapped up, but we also have focus on cup competitions as well. So we finished the transfer deadline day. Didn't quite bring in exactly what we wanted to, but what we did make was a change to our keeper. Rulli came in for Areola. Not really a huge change in terms of stats. They're pretty even stats wise, but we did make ourselves a couple million out of that. But other than that, nothing too exciting to shout home about. So we're going to go straight into this here, try and get through our 6 games here in February. So have a look and see what we've got coming up. So you can see we've got 3 league games and 3 cup games coming up. All the cup competitions which we're going to focus on. But first and foremost, we'll get into this game here against Sheffield Wednesday. A game we should probably look to win. Hopefully, what we're going to go with, we'll go with our first strength team here at home. You can see we are already 16 points clear of Chelsea. Pretty much got the league wrapped up, barring anything absolutely disastrous. But we'll get in here anyway and see if we can maintain this fantastic form in the league. So if we had any fears that maybe we're going to be rusty after being away for a couple of weeks, they were quickly quashed as we went rampant against Sheffield Wednesday, scoring inside the first 5 minutes there with a fine goal from Courier, and that really set the tone throughout the whole game. Al Sharawi having his chance to get his first goal for the club, but flashing just wide after good work again by Courier. Wednesday did have a couple of chances. You can see here our defending was a little bit sloppy. Rulli making sure, even though the shot was going wide, he wasn't to know, making sure there was no chance of anything sneaking in at his near post. And then Pryor with a decent ball into Courier. He looking for his second. There's a really good save there by Westwood, tipping it round the post from close range. Courier really was in the mood. Westwood wasn't in any mood to be conceding goals. Reed walked from the resulting corner, beat his man. No one in the near post, but couldn't quite direct it far enough. And then Courier again instrumental, dancing through the defence. Couldn't get the goal, but it fell kindly to Pryor on the rebound as the keeper could not parry it into a safe area. Then starting the second half early on, Geist came forward, rolled the defender onto the inside far too easy and stuck it in the far corner. That was 3-0 just at the start of the second half. And not long after that, you will see Geist then became provider through to Neves, and Neves was stronger than the centre half as he rolled it past the keeper for 4-0 on the hour mark. And then Courier on the counter-attack again, doing a couple of little shimmies there, making room for himself before bending a superb ball into the top corner for his second. That was pretty much as close as it got. Again, you can see Sheffield Wednesday having the odd chance to maybe get themselves a goal, but Rulli on his debut made sure he kept a clean sheet, and we were in the end 5-0 winners. Really good return to form for us. Like I said, I literally haven't played this game for over 2 weeks now. When we last played that video, so it's been 2 weeks and 2 days. So that was a really good performance to come in here. Neves here, and not planning to accept because I've been informed that the club cannot afford to renew my contract. Okay, that's very weird. Saying that we cannot afford. So what did we? So we've been offering some guys some new contracts here. Basically, as you can see, the people who maybe weren't quite on the money that they deserved to be. We saw Neves was there only on 20. So we will have a look at that. Why does it say I don't have enough money? So I have to have a look in here. Go into the office, transfers. Okay, so weekly wages, need to bump that back up there. So now we can go into contract. So this is basically what I'm using my extra money for, is renewing people's contracts who need it. So Akore, he's only got just over a year, so we should probably look to extend his. He is definitely going to continue to be an important player at the club. So there we go. Offer him an extra 10 grand. Richard's probably going to look to maybe move on in the summer. Same with possibly Sinclair, so won't worry about those. These guys always just recently joined the club. So let's have a look who needs a pay boost? So I think, yeah, Bakuna obviously wasn't happy with what he asked, but we'll deal with him in the summer. Adama, not priority right now. He's happy. Neves, we'll move him up. He definitely is worth the 40 grand more that he wants. He's become a really important first team player for us. So there we go. It's getting some contracts in. Really good idea, like I said, to use that money, because we're not going to have it after this season is over. Stop. Wants to do some more player development there. So we'll go here into our game against Liverpool. Still 16 points clear, but only 13 games to go now. We'll rotate it. We can bring those other guys off the bench. You can see there they're pretty tired, having these 2 games in 3 days or whatever it is. So we'll rotate the squad here for Liverpool. Hopefully, though, we can continue the form that we had in that last game. Like I said, pretty much a perfect game for us. Liverpool battling, you can see down there, for a Champions League place, level with Arsenal, only 2 points behind Spurs, and more importantly, only a point above Newcastle and City. So a really big game for them. Not quite so big for us, but obviously still be nice to get a win. So let's get into this here and see if we can maintain the 16-point advantage we have at the top of the table. I can already tell it's going to be a good video. We're in form today. Another comprehensive win, this time 4-0. That being said, element of luck about these goals. This is one thing actually I do want to see be fixed in future FIFAs. We saw there, Sinclair went through on goal, hit the post, but fell to the toot to find the rebound. I found like our players always get a lot of rebounds. Then Mignolet, he pulled a Mignolet, short pass, cut out by Iheanacho, and then Iheanacho with the cheekiest of chips over the top of Mignolet. That was right on the stroke of half time. The second goal there, making a huge difference as we went into the break. And then we could just pick them off at will. Jesse with a thunderbolt of a shot from 35 yards, but unfortunately it was always rising. Couldn't quite keep it down. And then we go through again, another save and another tap in. So you can see what I'm saying. 2 of the 3 goals so far have been from rebounds, and you'll see it again shortly for the 4th as well. Jesse was playing really well. He's obviously got a point to prove, try and win back his position in the team. Good save there again. Jesse, he had a really good game on the left wing there, it must be said. And then through on goal, Pryatt with a great vision. Look at that, had the keeper all ends up and just couldn't quite find the bottom corner. And then Collier came on looking for his goal, couldn't quite get it. Mignolet saved again. Full kindly to Pryatt for him to tap home in injury time. And that was all she wrote. So yeah, 3 of the 4 goals were rebound goals, which, you know, there's an element of luck about those. It is something that happens far too often in FIFA, and I don't quite know how they can fix it. Obviously, I mean, keeper IQ a little bit better, either hold on to more shots or push them away from goal more. That's something that they need to be trying to work on. So what we got here, we got Pryatt and Sane both in there. Yeah. We don't really need Adama progressing. Not really interested in progressing him anymore. He's not really in our plans. So let's have a look. Who can we? Who have we got that we want to boost? How about young Tete? Suggested. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Simulate all of those anyway. Going through those, not going to spend time doing them. There we go. Vision for Sane going on up. Very nice. Iheanacho failing his shooting there. Never mind. So Neves has declined because he'd like a greater squad. Well, what did I say? Did I not give him? Where is he? Neves. Oh, I said he's important. I'll say it's good. I mean, he's playing. He's without doubt in the centre of midfield there with Geis. That is our future pairing for many years. He is very young as well, so if he wants to be told he's crucial, he can be told he's crucial. That's fine. Player things about that new contract. I'm going to turn down that offer. I appreciate it, but I think I need to change my career. So I'm going to move at the end of this contract. I guarantee you, at the end of the season, he'll turn around and change his mind. He'll say he's been thinking about it again. So we'll see how it happens anyway with Okore. Not hugely worried about that right now. There you go. Neves has now accepted that contract. He's happy, blah, blah, blah. So that's good. Got to have a happy camp as we move on through the gears into these important competitions. So now we go to the FA Cup. Go back to this team. I know it's cup team map, but I'm just kind of rotating. Both teams now are of pretty decent quality, so I can just alternate between them, keeping them fresh. New team every other game. We'll go into this game against Stoke in the FA Cup, one we want to look through, progress, retain that trophy. We won it all last year, no reason why we can't win it all again. So let's get straight into this here. 2 very good wins so far in this video already, no reason why we can't get a third. Let's go do this. And indeed we do safely negotiate our way through to the next round of the FA Cup. Early on, El Shaarawy getting his goal, his first goal for the club. Question marks over Jack Butland's positioning there. Definitely had a lot to be desired, but he started making up for it with some saves, and also we had plenty of efforts that were going wide. Could have been a lot more. Did give Stoke a couple of half chances there. They had a free kick, but the wall jumped really well to deflect that over. You see here, Pryor flashing a shot just wide as we were continuing the dominance that we've shown in the last couple of games. There's a great ball in here to El Shaarawy, and this time much harder save, but Butland gets down quick to get the arm to it and tips it over the bar, denying him his second. And then another effort there, just wide from Pryor. Unbelievable that he hadn't scored so far of all the efforts he was creating. That one not quite so good from Geis. But we kept the pressure on. It was kind of just a matter of time of when are we going to score this second goal. And Koya was to be denied. But we talked about it just in the last video and proved again the save, the rebound falling kindly to one of our players, this time to Neves, to step home. And then shortly afterwards, El Shaarawy made himself penalty, tripped in the area, got himself up, took it himself and tucked it away for 3-0, and that was all she wrote. We are through now to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Never really any doubt really, was there? I don't think so. So we can see the likes of Arsenal have gone through already. Everton have gone through. Liverpool is going to be close. They've got to go to a replay against Southampton. United have been called to a replay against QPR. Spurs, Chelsea is going to a replay. You've got City down there. You expect them to beat Cardiff, and then Newcastle, Leicester. So some pretty good teams still in the competition for once in a cup. We haven't seen that in recent times. I think Capital One is a perfect example of that. So let's just load those previous ones and simulate through those once again. Very nice. Is anyone close to going up a level at the moment? Not really, but we'll keep doing that anyway. It's good to do. We'll simulate up. Looks like we've got a nice gap between our games, actually a whole week, and looks like we're going to play Stoke again, this time in the league. Some more scouting updates. We've still got players scouting from January, don't need to worry about that. So we will go with, we're going to go with our second team, because even though everyone's full of health after this, we have a big game in the Champions League against Borussia Dortmund. So I want my first 11 as fresh as possible for that game. So here we go, away to Stoke this time. So a little bit of a different story when you go to the Britannia, but hopefully the boys can still get it done. With 16 points clear at the top of the table, we do have a little bit of room for error, but it'd be nice if we could get the league sewn up as soon as possible. So let's get into this. 3 good wins so far. Let's see if we can make it 4. Indeed, it was 4 wins out of 4. We were really, well, let's just say well-deserved victory over Stoke. They held strong for most of the first half there. You see Rodriguez tapping in after a beautifully worked goal where we kept the ball for long periods, and then straight after that, almost from their kickoff, we pressed high, got the ball back, powered through, and Iheanacho scored. So that was the 44th and 45th minute, and that truly did break Stoke resistance. And you can see there Butland not giving up the ghost there, where we almost scored again with a rebound off a save, but this time he got back in time to deny Iheanacho of it, and Akure sticking in the hard challenges when he needed to. Obviously still playing for the club despite wanting to leave. And Koya, when he came on, It didn't take him long to get on the score sheet. He's absolutely flying in the Premier League this season, and he got himself his goal for the game. But yeah, we didn't quite see necessarily the full build up to this here. A little bit of luck there where we won it, and it was smartly cut back by Sarabia to Koya. But it was a really good build up in the play beforehand for that goal. I think 20 or so passes. We did keep the ball really well. So yeah, there was happy to get another win in the league. Fills me with confidence now as we go into this Champions League game. Absolutely huge game it is as well against Borussia Dortmund. No way is it going to be an easy game, but the form we're in right now, absolutely no reason why we can't go and get ourselves a result against them. So we're going to simulate up here. That's press conference. So we're going. Are we going to be away first leg? Yeah. So we're going to be away in the first leg. So real big thing here is, can we nick ourselves a goal? That would be a beautiful thing. About leaving the club. Don't feel you can't select me for the team. I'll be giving everything for the team when selected, and I might end up staying. I'm not really sure yet. So there you go. He's already gone from I'm leaving to I'm not sure. So keep watching this. Guarantee you, by the end of it, he'll be happy to stay. You give him a little bit of more money on his deal, and he'll decide to stay. So here we go. We go in here. Looks like Tete and Mbami are both a yellow card away from suspension. So let's try not let them get booked in this game. But that doesn't really matter. First and foremost, let's go into this game. Furthest we've ever been in Europe, or in the Champions League more specifically. Villa do have a history in Europe, but furthest they've ever been in the Champions League proper. Last 16, away to Dortmund. Not going to be an easy game, but if we can stay in it and nick ourselves a goal, then I would be more than happy with that. So come on, our biggest game of the season. Let's go do this. And in treacherous conditions in Dortmund, I think all things considered, we got ourselves a really good result there. 2-2 in Germany. Snowing, horrendous snow. Really difficult to control the ball. Actually really difficult to even see the ball. But Dortmund showed how clinical they were. We got off to the dream start with Koya charging through and sticking the ball past their keeper for 1-0. We began to dream, believed that we could be going through. But then the ref wanted to get involved in the game all the way along, pulling up for every single little challenge, every single little foul. And sure enough, in just a few minutes' time, he made the decision. Minimal contact, but he gave a penalty. Royce with a really good penalty. Keeper went the right way, but no chance for him. That was their first effort on goal as well. So really disappointing. And then we had a great chance here to make it 2-1, but Koya just couldn't get enough on it after he was put through by Payet. And then again with Dortmund's only second attack, this ball in here, absolute flyer of a volley. 2-1 to Dortmund. You thought, bloody hell, come on. Really? Is it going to be like this way? Payet then almost responded straight away for deflection and then just evading our player at the far post. Chance here with the header, headed down, keeper saved, didn't quite fall to Reed Walter at his feet, and we are really starting to push now and try and get this equaliser. And then Koya turning inside and out, and then the keeper making another fantastic save. Why couldn't our keeper make these saves when he needed them to? And then this was another effort from Payet and from Koya, and finally beat the keeper for 2-2. Great ball into him by Payet. There was Iheanacho with a great chance. He'd come on for Koya, who'd run himself into the ground, but just couldn't collect the ball. And 2-2 it finished. So, as you can see, looking at Dortmund, only the 2 efforts on goal. I think we were the better team, but 2 away goals could prove crucial come the 2 legs there. All we've got to do now is avoid defeat and not concede 2 goals at home, and we're through to the next round. So, all things considered, I think that's a pretty good result. And here we go. We'll move up here as we focus on our final video, or our final game of the video. And what a way to end it. It's going to be the Capital One Cup final. We're going to go with our cup team, the team that got us there. We can bring people off the bench if needed. They're obviously very tired. Hard game in Dortmund. So we go up against Hull. Hopefully we can retain our trophy here. Really would expect us to. We destroyed Hull in the league earlier on. So full of confidence, but it's a final. Anything can happen. So let's go do this. Let's retain the silverware and give our fans the first trophy of the season. And as expected, Aston Villa had far too much for Hull City as they were victorious in the Capital One Cup final. Iheanacho was the hero of the day, getting himself a hat-trick as Aston Villa thumped them 5-0. But here we are, here is the lifting of the trophy. The team celebrates their first silverware of the season. And whilst it is a joyous occasion, this is really only the warm-up. We have our sights set on far bigger things, retaining the Premier League and trying to get as far as we can in the Champions League. That's really our two main targets for the season. But it's always nice to win a trophy. You can see there, obviously all the players very, very happy to be receiving the trophy. And we can have a quick look here at the highlights. There are plenty of them. And even early on, Iheanacho having a great effort. And we thought we'd scored with a rebound, but Sarabia was offside when the shot was struck. So his joy was short-lived. But the opening goal was never far away. Iheanacho was on form leading that line. Really always looked like he was scoring whenever he got a chance. And here he goes. Rolls the defender far too easily and using the other centre-half almost as a shield to blindside the keeper and get himself a goal. And that was 1-0 to Aston Villa. And down came Sinclair. And somehow the ball squeezed over the line. Confusion between the keeper and Davis, the centre-back. Bazoa diving in there, he's claiming it. And then Masuaka on the ball so quickly, far too quick for them, pounced on the loose ball. And then the perfect through pass to Iheanacho to get himself a second. And then another great ball through here to Iheanacho. And then that was his hat-trick just at the start of the second half. It was a really good through ball. I believe it was from Sinclair on the right hand side. And then when it was headed, and then there's one more goal we'll quickly nip to at the very end, which was Jesse's goal as he cut inside from the left side, given far too much room, far too easy. And that kind of just epitomised the game really. It was all far too easy, and you can see Iheanacho did score again, but he was miles offside. And there we go, it was 5-0 victorious in the end. Very, very comfortable. Almost a little bit too comfortable, but we thought that we destroyed Hull in the league only a few weeks ago, so we did very much fancy our chances to roll them over in the Capital One Cup, and that we did. So that is it for today's video. We are now into, we will just simulate, stop that simulation very quickly. Come on, come on, come on. Right, let's just do a quick simulation. We'll simulate up to our next game here, and then that will leave us for in place for the next video. We can see exactly where we are. Sane still progressing. I think I just saw an email from Sane. I don't know what he's moaning about. Probably because he didn't get to play the final, so I'm sure he's all sulking about that. So we've got some prize money. Ooh, 200 grand for winning the Capital One Cup. Absolute bullshit. We got looking at, we got almost as much for winning our 5th round of whatever it was against there. So Shah's happy. Boss, when I signed my contract with you, made me certain promise with regard to my role, but I don't feel, oh. You're playing nearly every game, Sane. Get over yourself. You'll be back in the team for this one, don't worry about it. So we are now into March. Obviously it's going to be a huge month in the league. Hopefully we can move on to pretty much secure that trophy. We are very much in the driving seat, 15 points clear, game in hand. But the big game will be that return leg against Borussia Dortmund in a couple of weeks, a couple of games time. So look forward to that one. Let us know down below if you want to see any more changes to the lineups. I think everyone's playing pretty well. I'm enjoying the rotating of the squad. I do want Collier to win that golden boot, so I am a bit nervous that Costa is just getting close to him. So maybe we'll have to start giving him a bit more time. But Iheanacho getting himself a hat-trick. It's hard to leave him out of the lineup as well. Good problems to have as a manager, that's for sure. So yes, for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all next time.